So if you take Minecraft, then take Trove, and you make them have a baby, by force naturally, they're not gonna do it on their own, you'd have SkySaga, a weird Franken hybrid that's actually a lot of fun and extremely well polished for an alpha. I especially like the cartoony art style. Oh god, where are my arms and legs? The game is basically the other two I mentioned, but with a strong emphasis on adventure, which you'll do with other people in procedurally generated worlds, or as they call them, adventure. Just trying to pound home the adventure aspect. You'll start off the game having crash landed on a floating island with pretty much nothing. And then in true survival game fashion, it's time to gather supplies. However, all of my earlier footage of the game was corrupted, so congratulations! We're gonna skip all that boring stuff. This is your home island where you'll build up a base and return to after every adventure. Now here's the interesting thing about SkySaga. There's actually two sides to the game. Since we're here, this is what I'll call the home side, which is all about building up your home island. As you do so, you'll gain experience on this blue bar here. You can even obtain some daily quests for the home side to speed up your experience gain. Eventually, you'll level up, which gives you some currency to spend on new items to help decorate your base. Some items are locked until you reach a certain level, so now you have a reason to build something other than a hole in the hill base. Speaking of which, here's my hole in the hill base, and this is my top of the hill base. There are several items to craft up, like a forge, treasure chest, anvils, workbenches, all of which allow you to refine and build different items. For example, to build a sword, you will need wood and iron, which you'll then turn into iron plates and wood planks, which you can then craft into a sword. Basically, there's a lot of steps in actually making items, so be prepared to hit a lot of iron. Adventure. This brings me to the second side of the game, the adventure side. After gathering up some keystone fragments, you can create a keystone, which will open up a portal to a new world. Of course, you may want to pick up some daily quests first though. Keystones are separated by color, which are actually your biomes. There's green for forest, yellow for desert, and white for a wintry paradise. Unless it's night, then you might freeze to death. Here is where your weapons and tools really come into play, as adventures are the best place to gather materials. However, you will have to fight your way through a ton of bad guys, ranging anywhere from skeletons and wolves to bandits and yetis. Of course, you can do this with other players by your side, which makes it a lot easier to do so, although it wasn't really all that hard to begin with. The ultimate goal in these adventures is to gather materials and then find the exit, which is usually guarded by a boss. Defeating this boss usually gives you some fat loots. Oh god. And for every enemy you kill, resource you gather, and adventure quest you complete, you gain experience on this green bar here. Eventually you'll level up, unlocking new recipes and items for you to craft, like new armor, weapons, and tools. It's an interesting progression system for a game like this, and makes it more like an MMO than a survival game. Although I'm not really sure you can call it a survival game. I never died, except once. Stupid desert heat. If you're gonna kill me, couldn't you at least make me burst into flames or something cool? There are really only a few things about the game I don't like at the moment. For one, if you want to build something while on an adventure, you'll either need to drag a workbench, forge, and anvil with you, or you'll need to get the materials to build them. And you also can't use other people's stuff. You will have to build or supply your own. Even campfires. Freaking campfires! What the hell, game? It's a campfire! Let other people use it! It's not like it's a toothbrush or underwear or a wife. And honestly, that's it for now. The game is still in alpha, so there's a lot that will likely be added, but right now, it's a fun little game to play with your friends. Just go out, explore, build, and generally have a good time. Although a bit more challenge would be nice. I felt like I was playing the game on easy mode the whole time. Don't be afraid of difficulty, devs. There is a whole series of games based on it, and they're doing alright for themselves. Although that might kind of conflict with the cutesy graphics, but I think that would just make the game that much more awesome. Heck, the characters are already missing limbs. It can't be that much harder to let us lop them off completely. And that was SkySaga. Ah, crap. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for future videos. I've also put 2 other videos for you to watch right up here. You can also follow me on Twitter for my random thoughts. And if you really liked this video, make sure to share it on your social media in some way. It would really help me out. And if you really want to help support the channel, you can donate to me on Patreon, like these other people who I wouldn't mind being stranded on a deserted island with. If you catch my drift. Yeah. Wait, that came out wrong.